Well, good day, friends and family. This just may be the most important video I've ever made or that you've ever watched. Have you ever wondered why 20% of the people get to enjoy 80% of the wealth in the world, and the 80% of the people that are in poverty or middle class, just over broke, in jobs, all these different acronyms you can use, get to only participate or enjoy 20% of the available wealth? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how and why that happens in this video. And for the same reason that the 20% get to enjoy the 80% of the wealth is exactly the same reason why only 20% gets shared by the rest of us, the 80 percenters. And so this is going to be life-changing. And it needs to be life-changing because we all live in our closet of our own making, a closet of lack and limitations. And in this video, I'm going to open up the door to that closet so that you can step into a universe of abundance. Now, I'm going to challenge your very core beliefs. And so in order to do that, I'm going to have to start from the very basics of our understanding of what all this is. And from that new foundation, we'll be able to rebuild our belief systems and really understand the true power that we all have, the gift that we've been born with, the ability to be able to create whatever life you want is going to be quite crystal clear to you by the end of this video. So the first thing we're going to do, because I'm going to challenge your core beliefs, is we have to go right to the very basics and start over again. And I'm going to just deal with facts you already know. I'm not going to ask you to take any leap of faith or hopium, I think they call it, instead of opium, it's hopium. I'm not going to ask you to do any of that. I'm going to just talk about facts that you already know and accept, but we're going to look at them from a different perspective. And what that process is called is lateral thinking. Now, lateral thinking is a technique that I learned on how to look at problems or situations from different perspectives so that you have a better understanding of what it is you look at. In fact, some of you already know, but those that don't know, I wrote this book, Lateral Thinking, the definitive guide to solving the impossible. And for those of you that haven't already done so, you can buy a copy of it on Amazon for $10 if you wish. Okay, I know that was a shameless plug, but I just wanted to impress upon you that lateral thinking is the way to be able to identify problems or to better understand situations, as I'm going to do in this video. And so let's just get started. The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is have an open mind, because I am going to challenge your core beliefs, and so you'll be tempted to want to just like and move on. But I encourage you to stick through this very basic understanding so that we can get to the other side and unlock that door to the closet that you're in, that we're all in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just have a look around you. You can see on this video here, I'm surrounded and I'm in a room and I've got bookshelves behind me and I got walls around me and I got all this stuff that's around me. And it doesn't matter whether I'm in this room or whether I'm walking around outside, it's all the same thing. The first thing I want to point out that what this is, this reality that we're in is a field of reflected light, right? You see the walls, you see the bookshelf behind me. The only reason why we see that is because the bookshelf behind me is reflecting light and I can see that light. However, we know that this room is saturated in light because it's everywhere, but we only see it when it reflects off something. So that's the very first thing I want to recognize, is that we live in a reality of reflected light. And you could do the same thing for the entire universe. When we look at those stars at night, those stars are astronomically great distances away. We measure it in light years. They're so far away. Yet we can still see the light of those stars. That means that all the space between here and those stars is filled with the light of those stars. And those stars shine in every direction, and there are quadrillions of stars and galaxies out there. So the entire universe is one field of light, an infinite field of light. But we only get to see it when it reflects off something. Now, we can look at those stars that are the source of light, but we can't look at our own star because the light is so intense it would damage our eyes. We can only look at the light from our own star once it's reflected off something. And so that's the first reality. So now let's have a look at what is reflecting this light. Well, we know at the very fundamental level that everything is made of atoms. That's what this material world is atoms, right? Well, let's have a look at what is an atom. If you Google What is the percentage of empty space of an atom? You're going to find that an atom is 99.99999999996% empty space. Let's just call that 100%, right? For the sake of this conversation. Can we do that? Sure we can. So we live in a reality of reflected light, and what's reflected in the light is empty space. Wow. What does that mean? Well, that's kind of crazy. Now, your mind's probably racing right now. I'm sure you're just like, nah, this can't be true. But I haven't talked about anything other than basic facts that you already know. There's no leap of faith here. This is the science of this reality. So what does that mean? Well, we are one infinite field of light. And what's light? Well, light is energy. Now, there is a whole spectrum of light energy that we don't see. I mean, everything from gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, all these different fields or levels of energy. That's what light is, right? It's energy. And atoms, we know, are filled with energy because if we split them, we can release all that energy in the form of a nuclear bomb. So we know that atoms are storage devices of an infinite amount of energy. Where do they get this energy from? Well, you look at me here. I'm wearing this green shirt. Well, it's the atoms in this shirt that are reflecting green light, which means they're absorbing the other primary colors, the blue and the red. So atoms absorb light. They absorb energy. In fact, the gamma rays that are out there in space are being absorbed by the atoms of our atmosphere in order for life to be able to live on this planet. So atoms absorb light energy. But they are 100% energy too, for all intents and purposes. I mean, only 4/trillionth of a percent of an atom is actual particles, and even that's questionable, but that doesn't matter here for this conversation. But at only 4/trillionth is considered to be particles. The rest of it's energy. And it's the same energy as the light that's around us. So this is one massive, immense, infinite field of energy. So where's consciousness lie in this field of energy? I don't think you're going to find it over there or over there. It's everywhere. At the quantum physics level, thank God for our advancements of science to now the level of quantum physics, which is the state of the art. They have shown that when we observe a photon of light, the behavior of that light changes. Well, there we go. So hold on a second now. Let's relook at this. Let's compare this reality to a blizzard. The light is the blizzard, and atoms are the densely packed solid snow. That's what atoms are. It's densely packed energy to the point of being solid. So if everything is one infinite field of energy, there's nothing else except consciousness. So where does consciousness fit into this field of energy? Well, you have to have a new paradigm. Now, please, I understand that this goes against everything that you've ever been taught or believed in, and it's so easy to just like roll your eyes like a deer in the headlights. Just it's too far out of your wheelhouse to be able to comprehend, and so you just kind of want to move on. I beg you, don't do that, because you are then condemning yourself to this closet of lack and limitations. You see, we were designed here for a purpose, a reason. We exist here. We have this consciousness in this field of energy. And this field of energy, as I can show you, all right, is spirit. It's consciousness. It's spirit having individual human experiences. And we get to decide what that experience is. And I'm going to get into that. I'm running out of time in this video. I don't know how long I can let it go for, so I'm going to have to take it up in another video. But it's how we think, our subconscious mind. In fact, maybe I'll keep going, and if it stops me, then I'm going to have to stop. But if I go over here to Google, and let's Google, how much of my life is controlled by my subconscious mind, you're going to see here, check this out, 95%. All your beliefs, your actions, your behaviors, your perception on life are all controlled by your subconscious mind. So that means only 5% of your mind is conscious. Your activity and your results and your beliefs and behaviors come from your conscious mind, which is very little. And we're so busy with our day-to-day requirements to survive, we give almost zero thought to what we want in life. So our subconscious mind has control over that. It is the interface between spirit and energy to tell this energy what we want in life. So your life, what you see, all this reflected light, is also reflecting who you are. What you perceive the world to be is what's being reflected upon you. And so you just need to change your subconscious beliefs in order to change your life. And it is unlimited, infinite. You can have anything and everything you ever wanted. There's no lack or limitations in this universe. So let's just have a look at this new paradigm now. All right? In order to change your subconscious mind, you need to be able to change the way you think consciously. You only have that 5% that you can consciously control. And so consciously, you need to change what your subconscious mind is thinking. And then you do that the same way your subconscious mind was created in the first place. It was created when you were a child. You were told what to be, what to do, what to have, how, what you can do, what you can't do, and all these limitations that you carried with you ever since then. And so you need to do the same thing. You need to start talking to yourself from this new understanding. And it starts with I am. And you can just easily say this, okay? Now, you can say this is hokey and that you've had enough, and that's unfortunate because then you shut the door on the closet and you stay inside, and that's fine. But if you want to get out of this closet of lack of limitations and you want to step into a universe of abundance, you're going to have to be absolute in your belief now in what I've just shared with you. And in this affirmation, you are going to say over and over and over again as much as possible, and it is this: I am an infinite creative energy of intention for the greater good of all. Just run with that as much as possible. And here's what's going to happen. Little by little by little by little, you're going to see little things change in your life, and little more things change in your life, and little more things. And they can be considered small miracles, and they are. But that will just keep building up as your belief and understanding build up. And what will happen is you will also start, as you raise your awareness, you'll be able to see more. And as you see more, you'll be able to raise your awareness even further. And it's a feedback and control loop where the more you see, the more you're able to see. And the more you're able to see, the more you see. And better understanding. And it just keeps building upon each other. And so that's it for today. I don't know if this is going to be able to get uploaded to Facebook, but we're going to try. And I will continue on because there's a lot more here to share with you. This is just opening the door.